When I look back at some of my early sports video game experiences, there are a few sports that come to mind. Baseball is a big one. I've talked about Hardball on this show before. I opened up a Genesis copy of Hardball. Played Hardball on my Commodore 64, even kept stats inside of a notebook. In arcades, I would play baseball games too. Champion Baseball from Sega was a game that I played quite a bit in at the campground that my mom used to drag me to every summer. Or World Series The Season, I used to play a lot of with its unique analog stick pitching and batting controls, which took a little getting used to. So baseball was a big thing. Football, I played quarterback in arcades, or I played fourth and inches on my Commodore 64. Football, or of course Tecmo Bowl, I played a little bit of at friends' houses. So I had football and I had baseball set. Hockey I played a little bit of. I played Hat Trick in arcades, a Bally Senti one-on-one hockey game, or Blades of Steel. I played a little bit of that in the arcade. So I had familiarity with those sports. Basketball really hadn't come onto my radar yet, and really wouldn't until NBA Jam would hit arcades in 1993. But those are the big ones, right? We do have some lesser sports games that I did, or lesser known sports games that I did play. A lot of the games series for the Commodore 64, Summer Games 2, Winter Games, World Games, California Games, of course. I played a lot of those for the C64. Track and Field in the arcade, Activision Decathlon for the Atari 2600. So I did have familiarity with sports games, but most of them were mainline or games that I just had some kind of innate talent for. Like playing the track and field games or the decathlon games where it's just rapid button pressing or rapid joystick wiggling. Some reason, that's my weird gift. That's something that I can do really well. Golf was never one of those games, at least until 1991, not too long after the Super Nintendo came out. And we all used to gather at a friend's house. His name was Pete as well. There were three of us Petes in this big group outside of Worcester, Mass. So he comes home with this from the store. This here is Hal's Hole-in-One Golf for the Super Nintendo. And yeah, although there's a big hole in the seal, this is still a sealed copy. And we're going to get to opening it in a minute. He brought this home and he said, "You should check this out. It looks pretty cool." So we played. Now, I knew nothing about golf. I didn't understand distances. I didn't understand club selection. I didn't understand how to read greens. I didn't understand how yardage worked. All I knew about golf was mini golf and putting, and that you really shouldn't putt too hard, and that I was really bad at golf in real life. So I had no interest in playing a golf video game. But this game right here changed my mind. I played this game with friends, and eventually I would pick up a copy of the game for myself, and I really learned to appreciate it. Is it perfect? No. There's only one course in the game, so you get to learn the 18 holes pretty quickly. There are some cheats that make the game considerably easier. If you don't use those, the AI is pretty tough to beat. But all in all, I really, really enjoyed this game. And having enjoyed this game, it made it easier for me to get into games like the PGA Tour Golf series. First for the Super Nintendo, and later when I got my Sega Genesis, playing the trilogy of PGA Tour Golf games for that console. And then, of course, when we got to the PlayStation, playing the PGA Tour Golf games and Hot Shots Golf, and of course, Golden Tee Golf for arcades would come along somewhere in that timeline. So golf became a pretty important part of my sports video game life. It is a sport that I cannot play in real life. Do not put me on a golf course. Do not put a driver in my hand because I stink. I am terrible. But playing video game golf has been something since 1991, which is now 30 years ago, something that I have grown to love and enjoy. And now I have a mostly sealed, unfortunately there's a big hole here, but a mostly sealed copy of Hal's Hole-in-One Golf to open. I was fortunate to be able to play this game for review for a certain Super Nintendo guidebook, where I really kind of rediscovered my love for the game after having not played it for a while. And now getting to open a new copy of the game for the first time in almost 30 years is really exciting to me. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the back of the case or the box and see what it looks like. So you can see the screenshots, and obviously the screenshots are very green with some blue. So you got some water there, and you have some fairway, and you have the green there. It's the 18th hole because we have to set up this setting, right? It's the 18th hole, the HAL Open Tournament. 60 of the best golfers in the country are gathered in one place to determine who will walk away with the grand prize trophy. You're 7 under par, tied for first. This 22-foot putt is all that stands between you and glory. A hush falls over the gallery. You address the ball. You measure your stroke, and then they don't finish it. HAL America brings the excitement of golf competition to the SNES. Multiple play options and a demanding course will challenge beginners and seasoned pros alike. Multiple play options, including 1 to 4 players, stroke, match play, tournament play, or one-on-one against the HAL Pro. Each play mode has amateur, single, and professional difficulty levels, plus a handicap option. Practice mode, and it says practice mode, there's a C missing, but practice mode lets you work on technique. A hole-in-one, eagle, or albatross will earn you a pass that will let you replay your shot for your friends. And yes, it's true. It wasn't saved to battery because this doesn't have a battery included, but you would be able to write down a password that you'd be able to put in and replay your shot for your friends. It's a pretty neat concept. I think it's fascinating, honestly. Although I didn't sink many of those albatrosses or holes in one, but I did get a few eagles in my time. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to open this up. This is very exciting for me personally, as again, it is the golf game that really got me into golf games. So being able to open a brand new copy, at least I think it's a brand new copy, we're going to find out here in a second, is exciting to me. And I know that when I posted a picture of this game on Twitter, a lot of people were excited on my Retro Referee Twitter account about this game. So let's go ahead, enough talk, let's go ahead and let's open the game. So we're going to start right here at the hole because it's going to be easiest to just kind of rip that off. There we go, just like this. So we remove the plastic. Watch there not be a game in here. I would laugh. So we're going to open up the box. And when we open up the box, you can see the game. And there's some other stuff here too. So there's the game itself. We also have an ad for Nintendo Power, of course, because that's always the thing. And I don't want to get to the cool stuff right away. I want to kind of do the other things here. We have the Super Nintendo warning manual there, and we have a warranty card that you didn't send in. It's just kind of letting you know what the warranty is. And what we have here is we have, it looks like a poster as well as a playing manual. So that's interesting. So when we open this up, and I'm trying to open it so you can see it. Maybe I'll kind of hold it like this. You can see the course layout as well as like a close-up of the hole. That was one of the things that the Mode 7 functionality of the Super Nintendo would do, is as the ball got close to the hole, you would see like this zoom-in feature. It was really neat. So that's what you can see there as far as the course layout. And then the instruction manual is on the back. So it's not a typical instruction manual. It kind of just walks you through the basics of the game. It is very simple. So it talks about the controller usage. It talks about mode selection, which you talked about the different modes in the game. Number of players, level select, name entry, handicap, checking out the hole. So there's some stuff there that there's some options that let you check out the whole layout in terms of its length, in terms of its elevation, and some other variables from hole to hole, which is pretty neat. You can hook and slice the ball. You can put top spin on the ball. You can put backspin on the ball. The swing meter is done in the traditional 3-button click method where you hit the button once to start your swing, you press the button again at the top of your swing to set your power, and then you hit it a third time when the swing is kind of in the green zone, which is the most accurate shot you can hit. If you wind up hitting the button too early or too late, your shot can kind of go off the course or offline and you don't know where it's going to go. There are ball lies here. There's stances that you can change, that you can kind of put some initial spin on the ball if you need to. So all of the golf basics are here. Plus we have the club length selection where a 1-wood would get, which is the driver, would get you 260 yards, 250 for a 2-wood, 240 for a 3-wood. A 1-iron would get you 210 yards. A 2-iron would get you an even 200. And your pitching wedge would get you 110. You are allowed 14 clubs. There are more than 14 clubs, so you have to kind of pick and choose which clubs you want to attack the course with. The game is just really cool to play. And while it is easy and approachable, at least in terms of learning the play controls and learning the ins and outs, actually getting used to all of the holes on the course and how they're played, and learning how to cut the corners, learning when to put a little bit of hook or slice on the ball on purpose, all require some practice. You will definitely get a fair amount of play out of this if you want to master the course that is included. Again, there are cheats you can do, like there's at the password screen, you can type in metal play, metal underscore or space play, all in capital letters, and you unlock the metal woods instead of the regular clubs, which adds some distance to your shots. That is one freebie cheat from me to you if you decide to pick up this game. I got this game fairly inexpensively. I got it, I think, for like $40, which for a sealed Super Nintendo game these days is not too shabby. And it is nice to be able to have a brand new, unplayed copy of the game for my very own. You can see as we take the cartridge out of the bag that you get the Cartridge Protector right there, which is in plastic. They stopped giving us those. I think 1993 they might have stopped. It was either 93 or 94. I forget which year. There is also a cartridge revision where this gap right here would kind of be hollowed out and lowered. So you can tell this is an early cartridge because that's not really affected. So I'm very excited to have opened that and shared my memories of the game with you. I do recommend it if you like golf video games. It is not licensed. There aren't real courses there. There's only one course in the game, unlike some other golf games which have multiple courses. But it looks great on the Super Nintendo. It plays well. The music is really good. And it's just a lot of fun to play either by yourself or with some friends. As always, I thank you very much for watching this episode of Unsealed. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed opening this game for you. And until the next time, my friends, please take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll do it again soon. See ya.